Guys, they said Queen Naomi and Kabiyesi could not hold themselves as they laugh out loud over what Dr. Lizzy told Olori TikTok. You know that they said Olori TikTok have been melodramatic ever since she storms the palace. After they welcomed her, she have refused to go to the Olori quarters where they gave her accommodation. And where she is presently staying in the palace, they said that place is not conducive for her and the babies, but she have refused to listen. And they gave her that place that day to stay and prepare for the event, after which they will show her her apartment in the Olori quarters, but she have refused. But only recently, we heard that Kabiyesi have ordered the guards to do it by force since she doesn't want to do it gently. Now she is running helter-skelter looking for who to beg Kabiyesi to talk to Kabiyesi on her behalf. First, we heard that her mother came to the palace. She went with her mother to go and beg Queen Naomi. And Queen Naomi gave it to them the way they never expected. And now, she have taken her drama to Dr. Elizabeth. You know that Dr. Elizabeth is always on her own. She doesn't look for people's trouble. She doesn't even have time for friendship in that palace. From what we are hearing, they say she's always on her own. As a matter of fact, she's over busy. You know that she's into tech and some other businesses. So she's a busy woman, very busy, that she doesn't even have time for all this royal representation, all these events. See, most of the times, if you watch closely, you find out that you hardly see her in event like that. You know, that is to tell you how busy she is. So when Olori TikTok find out that QueenNaomi cannot be of help to her in this situation of begging Kabiyesi, she decided to go to Dr. Lizzy, to go and beg Dr. Lizzy to speak to Kabiyesi on her behalf. And my question is, I thought Kabiyesi married you the same way he married all of these women. Why is it that you cannot talk to your husband and he will listen, and you are begging your co-wife to speak to your husband on your behalf? Is it not a shameful thing? Is it not obvious that you don't want anything in that marriage? They don't value you. And at this point, a lot of people believe that she is supposed to be the number one person, considering the fact that she have twins, others does not have. You know? And that is why those of them who said in my comment section then, when we heard that she have given birth, that Kabiyesi will no longer talk about Queen Naomi or any other person, that it will be Kabiyesi number one priority. And I asked those people, where are they? Are they not hearing what we are hearing right now? Or could it be that all of this we are hearing is lies? I do not know. I'm just asking. Because for her to go and talk to Dr. Elizabeth is married to Kabiyesi the same way you are married to Kabiyesi. But you know that in this life, it is the way you present yourself that people will accept you. If you present yourself to be too cheap, people will see you as a cheap commodity, you know, and they will price you as in a way that you will be angry. But if you present yourself to be highly valuable, they will value you. Yes, why am I saying all of this? When Kabiyesi wanted to marry all of these women, Kabiyesi said the only thing he was going to give to them is a cow and pay their bride price. They will be the ones to do other things when a man is marrying you. And you accepted it because you are desperate to marry a king. Because you want to be an Olori by all means. You accepted. Kabiyesi married you. And starting from then, he knows that you don't want anything, that you are desperate to be around him. And such a man can treat you as he wishes. Because you don't even have a say. You cannot say, I don't want to do again. Even if you say, I don't want to do again, you are doing him good because he have seen you finish. He have seen everything about you, knowing that there is nothing to beg for you to stay. You know? When Kabiyesi wanted to go and marry Dr. Elizabeth, information have it that Dr. Elizabeth is supposed to be Kabiyesi's second wife. After he married Mariam, when Queen Naomi was not there, he wanted to go and marry Dr. Elizabeth. But when Dr. Elizabeth find out that he is going to give his family just a cow and pay bride price, and Dr. Elizabeth will be the ones to do all that, and Dr. Elizabeth said, no, I am not going to do this. After all, you are my husband. You are my first husband. You are my husband, and for that reason, it is your duty to do all of those things. It's not as if Dr. Elizabeth does not have the money to throw around and do all of that. After all, Dr. Elizabeth have money more than Olori TikTok. She have more than money, more than all these other Oloris in that palace. But she said no. Because she knows her worth. She knows that if she allowed that to happen, that Kabiyesi might not take her serious. Kabiyesi might not value her. You know? Because which woman will accept the husband just to give a cow and they'll carry her? Just in exchange. That is what it is. You exchange her with a cow. That is what it is. So, Dr. Elizabeth played her card very well. If you remember, at a time, she said she's no longer interested in the marriage since that is what Kabiyesi wants. And even though Kabiyesi really wanted the marriage to work, but due to the fact that he's a king and he's proud and all of that, they said he did not beg. And as a matter of fact, Dr. Elizabeth declined because of knowing that he is going to marry all of these women, and again, he's not going to marry her properly as a bride, as an expensive bride, because Dr. Elizabeth is an expensive bride. So that is why Kabiyesi did not complete the marriage at first. He went ahead to marry all of these women. If not for Mariam, Dr. Elizabeth might not come back to this marriage. Because when I'm marrying all of them, Mariam noticed that Kabiyesi is still not okay, that he really wants to go for Queen Naomi. And that was when he started going to beg Queen Naomi to return back to him. And Igbi, knowing that if Dr. Elizabeth come, that Queen Naomi will say, no, I don't want to go again. She went out on her own and begged sisters to the king to follow her, and they went to beg Dr. Elizabeth. They begged Dr. Elizabeth. They begged her. They begged her. She was not the one begging Kabiyesi to come and marry her. They said they are the ones begging her to come. And she gave them her terms and conditions, which is that Kabiyesi will marry her like a proper wife that she is. That she is not a desperate queen. She's not a desperate woman looking for where to chook her head. She is not a desperate woman looking for where to go and pepper her ex-husband that she have not married before. And if Kabiyesi must marry her, Kabiyesi must marry her like a queen and in an expensive way. And which we heard everything that happened. The cake alone was so disturbing that the wives of the Kabiyesi started crying, asking themselves, what kind of marriage is this? What is different between this woman? Now she knows the difference. If she can go to Dr. Elizabeth to talk to her husband for her, it's one of the difference. That's the difference between her and Dr. Elizabeth. They said Dr. Elizabeth told her that, look, oh, take your drama to elsewhere. Don't even come to me. You claim that Kabiyesi love you. You are married to Kabiyesi. Go and talk to him. He's your husband. I am not Queen Naomi. Don't think that you can come here and pretend to care. Whereas she wants me out of the picture. Don't even try it next time. They said the way Dr. Elizabeth blasted her, telling her to take her problem elsewhere and not near her again. They said she was living in tears. And I said, now wow. Now wow. If all of this information is true, these women, they need to have a rethink of their stay in this palace. Anyway, even if they are suffering and smiling, they will not leave because they know what they did to be here. Don't forget that these are all alleged information, okay? Always bear that in mind. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share this video. I love you guys. Bye. See you.